Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at manufacturing and a few of the spikes that have been happening and the proving grounds which are generally the cause of that and how obviously trying to make profits from that at the moment. So since the last video that I did, I've been doing obviously quite a lot of manufacturing for kiki. I've not been in any great rush to get these out, and that is because the price has been hovering around about the 42, and personally I want it to about 44. Prices have been going kind of down at the moment, so I may have to wait. They may come back up, but as it currently stands, I am finished producing the kikimuras, and it always looks fantastic when you've got them all stacked up here in your hangar. So I think that should be about 66. Yep, there we go, 66. So all good and ready to go. So at the current market value at 46, we're looking at 3 billion ISK. So obviously at the moment the market value is lower than that. Maybe hold on to these for a little while and start slowly seeding them onto the market bit by bit. A lot of people say or ask me, how do I go about doing large orders? And generally that is it's not quite that easy to answer because it depends what it is. So the Valkyries at the moment, I've dropped 912 of them on today, and that is because obviously they sell in huge numbers every single day. So I'm quite happy just to bang them on in a big order. As you can see, there's people here with 700, 400, and I'm quite happy just to bang them on and leave them. I'm not in any great rush to get rid of them, so if it takes hopefully not 90 days, but any time between there and now, then I'm a happy man. However, what we are going to be focusing more on, as I said, is the smaller weapon systems at the moment, and as I said, these have spiked quite considerably at the moment now. They are dropping. I don't imagine these are going to stay here for long, and again this is because obviously these are used on the frigates that are currently battling out in the proving grounds at the moment, and we've had quite a large spike here. It's something I may think about going forward, that I may end up going into larger productions of these items, and I imagine there's quite a few people possibly thinking the same. And as I said, they've been selling pretty well. Unfortunately, I haven't had a huge amount of inventory stocked up for these, which is odd because it is something actually I do build quite a lot of these, and 200mm auto cannons. So again, I've not had any of these, I don't think, to sell. Yeah, so I've not actually sold any, but I imagine they've done exactly the same, which is a little frustrating. So yeah, so going forward, I am gonna, they've done very well there. So I'm going to start stocking up on these, I think, ready for the next round, and then I can obviously drop them on. And again, this is the nice thing about having a bit of a backdrop of this, that you can just build stuff and hold on to it, and then you can basically wait until you're ready to get rid of it. Just because you've built something, newer players exempt, you don't always have to sell it at that very moment, and that sometimes it's advantageous to hold on to it for a opportunity like we're having at the moment. However, on a side note, for newer players as well, these are always slightly advertised in advance, and so therefore you can always start your manufacturing lines before they actually hit the main server, knowing that they'll be coming. It's as safe a bet in EVE as they can be at the moment, and I imagine there'll be other people that have thought the same thing and doing the same thing there. So it may not work all the time going forward. It depends on obviously the demand, how long it runs for, ship types, but there are obviously a decent amount of weaponry that you can build in order to satisfy. So it is hard for one producer to be able to produce all, but not necessarily impossible depending on how long they're building for. But yeah, the opportunities are there at the moment. Whether, so say, this or people will get wise to this, or whether CCP will mix it up, again, it's anybody's guess at the moment, but so say there is risk to be made. So in other news, obviously the Vargas and the other Marauders are now starting to drop. I don't know what I've got to there, interesting. So yeah, they're now starting to drop back down to a more reasonable price as manufacturers are now kicking into gear. Problem with obviously the Tech 2 battleships is that they take a good bit of researching, copying time, then invention time, and obviously then you've got the time to build. So it has taken people quite a lot of time to get up to that point. Now I've been quite fortunate. I managed to sell my two at just over 2 billion, just under 2.1 billion there. Now, I never built the third one because, well, I never got round to it, unfortunately. So, yeah, I missed out on a bit there. But again, I'm not in any great rush, and I'll probably use the BPC that I have left to build one for myself, as I don't currently have any of the Marauders. So yeah, that'll end up being mine, I think. But again, a decent profit there. I think if I cast my mind back, I believe in the video it was costing me 1.7 billion to build. So what, 400, 800 minus tax of what, 50, 60. So we made a good portion of ISK there, which I'm more than happy with. So for this video, we're going to be giving away 2 of the Vexus skins. All I need you to do is basically just put in the comments which is your favourite Marauder or which one you want in the near future, as well as your in-game name, please. And I'll be pulling the winners out within 12 hours of putting this video up, so just before downtime tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning is the 2nd of March. Welcome to the 1st of the month. So to make sure that you don't miss out on giveaways going forward, make sure you hit that sub button. So this morning, as well as moving stuff back into the TTTs in Perimeter after I got rid of some of the stuff in there because of the war deck with Snuff. As I said at the time, I didn't expect it to come to much, and I wasn't really in any great panic that they were going to be going down anytime soon. The nullsec blocks have more than enough people to call on. Although, as I say, they did take it pretty seriously and did take necessary arrangements. So again, that was quite encouraging to see. Now, whether or whatever your thoughts are on the TTT, the fact that obviously I use it quite often is nice and reassuring for someone who uses it on a regular basis that, yeah, it will be defended if and when it needs to be. Whether Snuff will try anything going forward is anybody's guess. Watch this space. Now, obviously, it did cause a bit of a kerfuffle, which was always interesting. I do like to see things mixed up in EVE, but it did mean that I had to move a good portion of assets around and messed up a lot of the file hanger management that I've got, which is annoying. So I've been putting that together most of this morning, which has been a bit of a pain. Now, I've been doing quite a lot of trading over the last couple of weeks, months, and it's been going pretty well. And I get a lot of people asking me to show them this for God knows whatever reason. I don't find this particularly helpful, and that is because obviously I have quite a lot of alts that do other things. So if I only had the one character and everything came through this character and out through this character, then it probably wouldn't be. It would probably be more accurate or more useful. But for me, it doesn't really. It doesn't help me a great deal, and that is, say, because I have alts who do other things. I give money away to the alts so they can do stuff, and obviously when they're when they finish, the ISK potentially comes back or it goes into the core wallet. So I don't know how correct this is, and I've tried to get EVE Asset working. I think it's EVE Asset, and basically I'm just really bad with computers and have failed miserably to try and get it to work. I've tried and tried. I've seen Gaming Through the 70s use it, and it looks pretty awesome for tracking how much money or ISK that you're making. I can't get it to work. So if anyone's got an idiot's guide, that a YouTube video that shows me how to actually get it working, then it would be much appreciated. I've looked, I can't find anything, and again I've followed the forums and this, that and the other. I'm just computer illiterate. I keep trying but keep failing miserably. But yeah, if we just go off this as it currently is, I'm up 15 billion ISK apparently for the last 30 days, which is quite nice. Hypernet, not really done much Hypernet. Again, let's have a quick check at the Hypernet. I was playing around with doing it or not buying any of the nodes, and it's been a bit hit and miss. And as you can see here, we've got a lot of miss here. So I tried it with Navy Ravens, Gravy Navies, no pants. I did it with some of the Kikimoras. 3 of them failed. A good portion of them went through. The Nightmare failed. The Panther failed. The Orca managed it, failed again on the Panther, failed again on the Widow, the Kikimora, and so on. But prior to that, all these are, I didn't buy any of these nodes, so I don't know. I had a really good run where the vast majority of them did actually sell until recently. I've got obviously spates where they didn't, but Nomad was slightly disappointing because that cost me quite a bit. But all these were, I didn't buy any of the nodes again, so just let it run. And again, it's mixed because obviously you make more risk because you're not buying your own nodes, but then the amount that are failing compared to when I buy my own nodes, we look down here, the vast majority of these are sold. In fact, I've barely got any, and that's when I'm buying half the nodes. So although you make more money, I've found that I fail obviously more often, and that is costing me. So it swings and roundabouts. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't actually kept a track of how much it's cost me and how much I was making or losing in regards to not buying my own nodes, which I should really have been doing, but yeah, I didn't. And a good portion of it is coming from trading now. Again, it's hard to know, but apparently I'm making a fortune via trading now. I don't think it's that much, to be perfectly honest, and how I'd love to see a breakdown, and I know you've got this breakdown, but that breakdown doesn't really help a huge amount, so how accurate it is, I'm not sure. I don't think I'm up 15 billion ISK in the last 30 days. So yeah, that's basically why I don't show this wheel very often, because I don't really understand it, to be perfectly honest, and I don't think it's particularly accurate for me personally, because again, my alts do other things for me. So if you've got the one character, I'm sure it's pretty spot on, but for obviously the operations that I've got going on, how accurate it is, I'm not necessarily sure. But yeah, that's why generally I don't show it, because I don't feel that it gives anybody anything useful. With that, I think we'll wrap this video up. It's starting to drag on now, so my apologies. I hope that was useful and helpful, and again, thanks for your time if you made it this far. If you haven't subbed, please do, and make sure you get in your comment in to get into the giveaway for the skin, because at the moment the Vexor skins, whether you want to put it on your ship or whether you want to sell it, are good. Well, they're disappearing quite quickly at the moment. Someone's bought 10 of them today, or not necessarily somebody, but people have bought 10, so these are quickly running out. So yeah, hot items at the moment, or you can just bang them straight in for 800 mil K. I wish. Right, so thanks for your time. Talk to you later.